Hey, this is not going to be a recipe, as you might have seen already, because of so many worries and anxiety and just the feeling of not doing anything while the quarantine time now. I thought I could maybe give some advice because I have experienced that as well. And some days seem like, oh, that's it. And sometimes it feels like we haven't done anything, that the hours just pass without us doing really something. And I struggle with that a lot, oftentimes, because I think, hey, what did I actually do? And I can't really remember it because I was a little bit there, I was a little bit on my phone, and I cleaned up, I did something else. Sometimes I can't even really trace that back. And that's why I started to write down just in my normal calendar what I'm doing the whole day. And this is what I've done like for so many days, and it helps also to maybe set up some challenges for yourself. Not really like challenging challenges, but easy ones, just to sing in the morning or that you read a book in the evening. Also, I have started to track the glasses of water that I drink to be sure that I really have 2 liters a day. So you can mix that up with healthy habits, and it's really nice to have some goal. I mean, if we are sitting at home, we have to. No, we don't have to, but it will be the best if we use that time. And that's why it's really good to be clear about the things we do and about what we actually do with our time. I mean, we have so many hours, and I also have talked with a friend about this issue, and it's really gross because on some days, I don't know if you can relate, I'm sure of it, some days seem like we have done so much. Like you could walk through a whole city, maybe a little city in Spain or something, and you can walk through it the whole day. You can have adventures or some cool experiences, and some days feel like that you just lay in bed and watch Netflix or just watch any other films, or I don't know, cook all day, which seems a little bit like me, because you just cook and clean the kitchen, then cook again and clean the kitchen again. So that's also something that you really do. It's not just that you don't do anything. And yesterday I also told my friend that if she feels like she doesn't do anything, she can just tell herself that she's meditating, because meditating is really just being, and it's so simple. I mean, we are just being, and then we can be grateful that we are existing. And then the next step is to think about what is going to make my life worth living. And I think it starts also from reflecting. So I have set the goal that I will at least do 3 things a day. And it really helps. You can also say like, I want to make 4 things a day, because realistically you do more than that, but it's really important to write down at least 3 or 4 things. If you want, I can read out an example. For example, the 31st, no, that was March. The 31st March this year, which was also quarantine, I went in the morning to the grocery store. I had a nice morning with my mom. Then I wrote in my diary. I decluttered from some yeah, I've thrown away all my school things basically, well, nearly, because I'm finishing my last year. Then I went out for a run. For lunch I had dumping salmon and vegetables. I biked to another grocery store to buy my mom a present, and then I had a nice evening which I photographed our old village near my neighborhood. And that was basically my day. And when you read it again, I have already, after some things, I have written down some little hearts, which means that these activities I really enjoyed. These were really nice to me, like for example, talking with my mom in the morning, that was real nice, or photographing the old village in the evening, and I can still remember that. When you write that down, it stays longer, of course, and you have immediately a picture. And that's why it's so good. You don't have to write pages about your day. Some keywords are enough. It's only enough to write some little pictures, some little images. Another day, yeah, that was the 3rd April. In the morning I did some yoga, little heart after that. Then I painted on a portrait. And after that I wrote down some beautiful words that I came across in some magazines. Besides, you can also do some collages. That's really nice. Maybe we can do that together. That would be really, really interesting. Yeah, it's just cutting out cool words and pictures out of old magazines, and then you just make new poems or texts out of words that already exist, because hey, words don't have a copyright. How good. Then I ironed some clothes. I called a friend and I made some embroidery. I painted a little bit, and yeah, that was nice. I had a short dance session in the evening, and again a heart after that. So yeah, it's really, really nice to see that. Okay, it's like you can see that here. How it's written, it's just a little bit of sketching, and it doesn't have to be pretty. You can also like draw images if you are more the artsy type. Yeah, it's all sorts are possible. Another thing is I really love writing, and it would be cool to go through some notebooks of mine. I have 2 here. One is finished. This is my current notebook, and here I have written so many things down, like quotes or lists that come up in my head, little poems, and things that I saw, like this lamp. And here are also some strategies, or like some exercises to write a little bit. And if you are interested, then grab a pen and of course a paper or your notebook and join me. Yes, it's really awesome. You get stuck in, oh, it's a little flower in here. I love pressing flowers into books. Yeah, maybe regarding to this quarantine time right now, it's really nice. A friend of mine made this quite aquarelle series about places she wanted to be quarantined in, and that was really nice. I really liked it. It was very inspiring. You can check that out on Instagram. And I have wondered if you could make a list of places you would like to visit right now, or activities you would appreciate to do right now when you are not able to do that. It allows you to dream. It's not about being nostalgic and like maximizing the sorrow that we have right now, but it's more about like dreaming and imagining. But you can also make a list of places you never want to visit again. And I have some points. There can be fictional places, there can be also like situations that you don't want to be ever again. For example, I have written down A place I don't want to be at all is in a full hot train, especially the trains in Berlin. They are really, really hot. No bus and no underground, and also no full hot car. Second one is an endless floor in a hospital, and the third one is an endless floor in a bureau building. They are labyrinths, like gray labyrinths, which are actually right now are completely empty. The fourth one is a train station in nowhere, but with old waiting people. That was one situation that I was in some years ago, and it was really exhausting because you feel like you are nowhere and you can't go anywhere because no trains are coming. It's too far away to walk and you don't even know where to walk. Yeah, this feeling of not knowing where to go, I think we can all relate right now with that, because our future seems so foggy right now. The fifth one is in a shopping center without exit signs. It really, really sucks. I mean, it really, really bothers me because I never know where the exit is. I think you can relate, and I think like shopping malls are the thing that I don't miss at all, even if it's important for our economy. I don't miss them. I don't know if you can relate. You can write in your comments what you think about it, or even your lists about places you would never like to visit again, or never want to visit at all. That would be interesting to know. Or like, even I wanted to make a list about places or things I don't miss in quarantine and things that I really, really miss in quarantine, because I noticed that actually the predominant thing that I really, really miss right now in quarantine is being with friends and like having this normal interaction and not being surrounded by skeptical people or all these masks and these gloves. Besides, they are laying down everywhere in our environment, and this is not appropriate, and I think everyone can relate, but there has to be someone who throws them in a bush or next to a tree, like just beside the path where there are hopefully still insects or some other animals living, and plants, of course. That's just so irresponsible. The next thing is, in the traffic museum. I'm glad that I've never been in such a museum. I wouldn't want to be there. But museums and culture are actually a thing that I miss right now. Even though many cultural institutions do the best to serve for the people, to at least have a little bit of culture in those unknown times. Last one is, in a motorboat engine. I'm glad that I've never been in an engine. I wish to never encounter myself in there. That was for now. Stay with me for another episode. I hope we will write a little bit more in the future, and share and comment what you think about thoughts of mine, about your own experiences, and I would be glad to read your lists. Thank you and see you!